Hey, welcome back to the Funny Farm. Today we're going to work on getting this 1944 Farmall back and ready to go. This has been a driveway ornament for years and years. We got this in a trade with another tractor. I'm excited to try to get this thing running. There's some footage that we lost throughout the way, but piece it together. It should be a really fun one, so stick around. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. So I can maybe go up here and turn around. Okay, so here we have this. Hate to even be underneath this. You drop that. Looks pretty solid. Solid tread. Roll King. Oh yeah, she'll spin. I know it needs a radiator top. What was the Cultivision? Okay, no hydraulics. I can't tell if this is a 6-volt or a 12-volt. Is there some? It's a generator. Yeah, it has a generator on it. It's a 6-volt. Okay, it's a 6-volt. We got a battery for that too, if it needs one. Okay. Plenty of room to turn around out there. That my cables are actually starting to melt while trying to start this thing, which is really disappointing. I probably should have bought the metal one, except for the plastic. This is a new cable I did put on. As you can see, I got some burn marks there, but everything else is just really bad. It's not turning over very much. I can see this this is decently hot. Over here, like I said, that pulley cable here is just really loose, so actually the fan is not spinning, which should not happen, so I'm disappointed. I was told that if you can get it started, you can maybe get it to catch. I think it's just having some resistance there, and with it not having as many juices you'd like to get to it, especially in the cold, it's just not working out. Like I said, I did drop this out of here, but I just can't get a way to get to. I guess I could unbolt it, but all the lines go through this. It's kind of a pain in the rear. It's a lot different than a Cub. I did want to try to take some off out of the top here, see what comes out, or the bottom. Is it overfilled, or if what is in it? Is there water in it? I did want to check that. I did. There's just a couple of different issues I'm seeing. It's not spinning quick enough. I'm using these so much that they're actually burning up. So I really don't want to do that. I'm probably gonna have to replace it now anyways, sadly. But if it got this started, it'd be worth it. Tested it, looked like it was in pretty good shape, intact. I'm gonna try a couple more times here, but I'm gonna show you, see if it'll work for me here. See, okay, so it'll go. It's spinning at a decent enough rate that it would start. It's popped a couple of times, but intermediate. But I still don't think it's getting good enough spark. I really don't. Fuel is definitely on. This is enough power for sure. All right, I'm gonna get this carburetor hooked back up here and see where we're at after this. I did put that car back on. I'm just not getting enough to turn this over. I know the belt is in the way here. It's large, it's kind of off. And I think it's screwing things up, but I truly believe that this having no cap on it and it's sitting here for longer than what I was told. I think that it got some water through this, maybe on the valves or something. There's definitely some water in this, or was. I forgot my can to drain the oil in this. I brought new oil with me, so I'm really disappointed. I'm gonna try to hunt around and find something to put it in. I'm actually going through and just lubing some of these, all the cylinders up here. So that's what I'm gonna go with and see if that helps at all. Just cranking it over by hand. But it's pretty stiff. There's some really stiff spots, and I was thinking it was the belt, but I'm almost positive that's coming from the actual engine itself. I think it's just a little tight. So I don't want to screw things up too much. It's definitely been sitting longer than what I thought. So I'll tell you what. So this is bent, making it almost impossible to turn. I got this flown right out. So there goes $5 or a gallon of gas, sadly. But I did clean the bowl up a little bit. But everything's frozen on it. This thing's bent, so it won't turn effectively. Oh my Lord, this thing has put me through the ringer. Been waiting so long for this part. All right, let's get this old Venturi out of here. It's stuck in there. Let's get it out. Let's get this one in and see if this thing fires. All right, just a slight tap with a hammer and a punch, and that thing's out of there clean. Look at that. Awesome. I would pick this up to show you, but it's pretty steaming hot still. All right, do we think this will actually fit? I've already had one here at the house and it didn't fit, so let's see. It fits. Wow, look at that, it fits. How cool is that? Look, nice and sealed. Nice sealed edge. Exactly what I wanted to see. That's perfect. I'll leave a link in the description to where I got this at. They were very helpful, super friendly. I'll definitely be using them again. All right, so this thing's fixed. All right, here's our old one. Piece just broke off, but it was already pretty broken, pretty brittle. There's a couple holes, but yeah, I wanted to get rid of this thing just in case something, you know, chipped off and it was sucked into that manifold. And I just don't think it was atomizing correctly. I really don't. So we'll see if this was the issue. I'm gonna take the hood cape off, take the exhaust off, put the carburetor back on. I want to check for compression and I want to tighten that fan belt. So let's get to it. Forgot this was loose. All right, now let's see. What do we need here? We need some PB blaster, a little bit of praying, and probably a 1/2 inch. All right, so we have that off. I wasn't able to film that because I don't have 3 hands. My apologies. But yeah, pretty ugly. It sat out in the elements. This was never undercover with the second owner from the mid-90s until, you know, recently. So this thing is taking a beating. I'm gonna try to now get this out of here, get this off. All right, I got it. My cap. Cool. All right. Just like that. All right. Hey, there we go. Okay, so we gotta make sure it clears the wire for the light bulb. All right. I don't know what else would be stuck with this. I don't think anything else. All right. Woo! Look at that bad boy. Now that's a nice looking machine right there. Cool. All right. Reason why I wanted to check the compression, I had a hard time with that cape being on. Also, I wanted to know that fan belt, whew, is so loose. All right, with a little bit of fight, the carburetor's back on here, ready to go. So let's try to tighten this fan up. See what we have to do that. All right, so I'm gonna do a quick compression test. I tried before, you guys saw. It was freezing cold outside. I just couldn't feel anything. I couldn't get the threads to align. I'm gonna take the first spark plug out of here, see if I can get any compression. I'll go from there. Got the battery hooked up to a charger. So we should have some juice to spin this thing over for the first time in about a month. So let's see. Okay, it goes in so much more smooth. I could not get this in when it was sitting outside. Couldn't do it. Just the angle. Oh, what a mess. All right, it actually threaded in nicely, nice and easy. Okay, so far it's not looking too good here. All right, number 3 has 40. Oh boy.
Ryder says, please like and subscribe for some more action with Willet starts and updates on the farm.
I just needed a little bit of persuasion, a couple tap taps to help get that off. Okay. I mean, it looks clean. It's spinning below. We know our pistons are moving. That's free. Huh. Okay, let's check this out. Let's just try to run this. All right, it looks like they're all functioning. You know, the more I'm looking at this, if there was an issue of water getting into this engine, which there definitely was, it would have came through here, coming down into the manifold. So it really wouldn't have affected the top of these. Maybe the bottom just aren't sealing correctly. Huh. All right, since I know none of these are frozen up, I'm just gonna put some fuel in here, see where we're at. I did put the carburetor back together on this, so you know it's the first time doing it with that. Just see where we're at, see if anything looks like it's different or any possible small success. So as I'm digging into this, my the camera died, but I didn't do too much. I just rechecked the carburetor. I rechecked to make sure we're timed correctly, and we are. I'm hearing like a whistling noise. I still have the valve cover off. Those look good, nothing's stuck. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that water was getting down into the exhaust, and probably all of the valves aren't seating correctly on that compression stroke. So I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and pull the head off of this tractor. It doesn't look to be too difficult. But I don't know really what else to do. I tried starting it, you know, with the push button, starting it up front. I've tried, you know, looking at the carburetor, looking at the wiring. You know, I think that's just what's going to have to happen, sadly. But I think that's going to be the issue. There's not much. So I sprayed down everything on this manifold. I'm gonna take the carburetor off. I have it draining right now into my my can. Take this bad boy off. Take the carburetor out of here. Start unbolting some things here. I'll work with this this valve guide. I'll take that out first. Push rods. Set that somewhere nice. Start doing some of these bolts. It would be such a nice day. It is pouring outside. It's almost 70, but it's pouring. So it's not a downpour, it's hail. Oh my goodness, it's hailing. Oh, not on my truck. All right. All right, now let's just take these two stud bolts off. This one. After that, I'll take this bolt out here. I can pop this thing off. Again, looks to be in really good shape. By the way, make sure to always unhook that battery. Once I was done, I knew it wasn't going to start. Don't have compression. Nothing really worked. A couple remedies I tried. Just take that element out of it. Let's be safe on this thing. All right. So I think these are 9/16. Get those out of here. No, I lied. It is a 9/16. I just have terrible eyes. Okay. All right. Here she is. To go set this aside. Let's see what our push rods look like. Okay, I'm going to label the spark plugs, wires, get those out of here. What else? I'm going to unbolt this up here for the radiator. We have 3 bolts attached to this radiator housing. 1 bolt for the light, 2 bolts for this housing. They're all 9/16, which is really, really nice. I'm going to take all these out. All right, I finally got this guy. Let me do this with one hand. Oh yeah, that's right. I got that joker. I'm gonna let this drain out. Got a bucket below. I was curious how much would come out of there. I guess whatever, right at this level or, up here. So there's a 4th bolt I was going to right here. Get that out of here, then we're under our head bolts. That's good. One more. All right, so I have all the bolts off of this thing. There's a couple bolts holding some wires together. Took those off. One over there, one over there. So let's see if I can get this thing pried out of here. And let's see what we're working with. All right, here's the surprise. Now, that was really hard to get off. I couldn't video it. 2 hands, very difficult. So I walked over here, have everything sitting. So I thought it was the valve. I'm gonna clean all this up. I mean, a couple may not be seating properly. Looks decent at least. There's a couple that aren't properly, I don't think. Okay. All right, so getting some of this coolant out. This is what we're looking at here. A lot of crud. Yikes, look at that. All right, let's clean this thing up. See if I can remove this gasket. And yeah, just pretty much clean this up, see what we're looking at, see if we can find anything. All right. Oh yeah, check this bad boy out. Let's get her out of here. Nice. All right. First glimpse. I think. Pad token. All right, after one round of cleaning, this is what it looks like. Still see some buildup. First and last cylinder look pretty good though. Still a lot to clean up. I'll go through here a few more times, clean it up, as much excess carbon as I can. I haven't really put my hand in there and felt around on all of them yet. I probably should try to hone those a little bit. A little DIY honing. It's pretty windy up here, sorry, but I think there's two swans or two cranes down there in the pond. How cool is that? I try to get a better look without spooking them. Well, another episode of National Geographic here. That is so neat. All right, so here again is a look on these guys. Pretty crusty. And I truly believe these are the issue. So first thing, I'm just gonna go ahead and try to clean these up and go from what I see there. Okay, I cleaned it up as much as I could. You know, just took some 20 minutes and did that. I'm gonna let these soak, just a little concoction. I do think that some of these valves aren't sealing. I know water's getting in here. A couple look like they had like an outline of rust. So I think that's definitely the issue. This is, I think, the issue. I'm gonna ponder this while these soak a little bit. Try to break up some of that rust around, you know, around these stems. I'll show you the ones that take off, what they look like once these off and the retainers are off. All right, as you can see, if you've not used one of these, getting as far below as you can, and then you want to just push down until these retainer clips are exposed. The thick side is up. You'll take a magnet. I know I have a magnet here somewhere. There we go. I actually found this magnet in one of my videos, my second video, cleaning out the garage. I do have one, but I just, from the house move, I haven't found my first one yet. So that should, oh, come on. All right, I think this should work now. Come on, you. I don't want to put my hands in there, but these will both pop out. Just have to twist it maybe a little bit further. See how they'll come out? They're so close. They're just sitting there. Come on, you. There's one. Right. So our top should just pop off. There we go. And our spring is out. All right, now our valve's exposed. So if you have never done that before, I haven't. That's the first time I've ever done that. It's not that difficult. Watch some videos, do a little background on the engine you're working on to give you the best chance for success. But you have to dig in and do it yourself, you know. But we'll see if it runs at the end. So this is my first suspect. I feel like I was right. Let's give this a cleaning. Walked outside. Always getting looked at around here by the tenants. Uh-huh. Oh, there's another one. Uh-huh. Oh, look. Another one. Jeez, tough crowd here, everyone. I have some debris on this. I need to clean it off. But this is looking a lot better than what I showed previously. And there's, well, pretty clean in there. I cleaned up really well. I'll clean up the outside, of course, of this, but that inside looks really, really clean. Nice edge on that. They match up really well. Boom. All right, we only have 2 more to go. Let's get them. Okay, this one came out excellent. So that lines really, really well. Okay, 1 more to go. Okay, so that's all 8 valves. Reassembly. We're going to put this right back in its spot. It should move freely. I wipe this down. We're going to put this back on. Notice how that's almost centered. Each one is between the springs. And we're going to compress this down, making sure the valve does not poke out. Okay, we are compressed where that's sticking out. We want to put our keepers in. I'm going to put some grease on these keepers. We're trying to place them back in here so they seat properly. All right, so both keepers are now in. I'm going to slowly decompress this so they come up and then they set properly. You'll know when they set properly, they look like they did when you first looked at them. All right, well, so all valves, keepers, springs are lubricated, clean, back on here, as with each one of these valve ends. That's awesome. What a big difference. I still have to clean some of this up, but wow. Looks like we're gonna have a really good thunderstorm. I just went through and cleaned up all these water jackets, some rust deposits and buildup. Give this another good scrub. She's ready to go back together. Whew. Okay, before I do the surgicals over here, I just wanted to clean everything up. It's been on a little bit of hiatus, but it honestly looks very well. I didn't hone those cylinders, and I know I'm going to regret doing that. I might call a friend. I was just at the auto shop, and I forgot to get that. By the way, Napa around here isn't even open on Saturdays. How's that even a thing? But I'm not going to. Never mind. But they don't feel that bad. They don't feel bad. A little bit of a ridge up top. They don't look great, but they don't feel too bad. So I wanted to have a nice peaceful evening on this Saturday night. So I figured, well, let's put it together. I don't know. What could go wrong with this? All right, I'm gonna bring this head over, see if we can get this thing placed on here. Everything's cleaned up, just the way I want it. Might give a couple more sprays. I want these rings to come back. I mean, it has been running a long time. Don't put too much in there, just a little bit, just a dash. Just a dash. Let that seep in. It's not as heavy as I remember, maybe because we took off so much debris. I need to switch this around. Tight spot. Whew. Okay. I got all fingers still. We're okay. I'm gonna add these bolts back on. These are our head bolts. I'm gonna start from the inside, work my way outside. Can hit these bolts, and then I'm gonna torque them down. There's a torque spec of 80 pretty much for the head bolts on an A. And these cleaned up really, really well.
These lights you go.
All right, we have the valve train back on. What I did was go to top dead center on number 1 cylinder. And then I did 1, 2, 3, and 5. And I adjusted those to 15 thousandths. You're supposed to do it to 14 thousandths hot, 16 thousandths cold. I split the difference with my feeler gauge, 15 thousandths. Then I went to cylinder number 4 and I did 5, 6, 7, 8. And I adjusted those to also 15 thousandths. So not that difficult. It's pretty cool. And it actually did turn over a little bit better by hand. I hand cranked this up here. So now I'm gonna put this gasket back in for the coolant hose, gasket, coolant hose. Get that all bolted up. There's 3 bolts to that. And then I'm gonna put spark plug. Well, actually, I'm gonna flush that out a little bit more, maybe put a little bit more fluid in there. And then we're gonna put our valve cover back together, and we'll be in really good shape to find top dead center, all that fun stuff, to get this timing pretty correct. Almost correct. We're just gonna try it and see what happens. All right, so I went ahead and found top dead center on number 1 cylinder. What I'm gonna do is now spark plugs, get these aligned. And then I have this on. I want to put the valve cover, just set it on there, now put it down, and I want to put the carburetor on. All right, we're so close. All right, timing at magneto 101. So I found top dead center on this tractor. Put our spark plugs in. What I'm gonna do is I heard the click when I found top dead center. So I'm gonna take this distributor cap off, see where it's pointing. Wherever it's pointing is now gonna be number 1. That's gonna be where my first spark plug goes. I'll run an order from that. So it's not like a typical car distributor where they have a specific spot, you can mix it up. This can have a specific spot if you rotate figure that out, which I've done. You can do. Check out some other videos on the H. But you can just go off of where it's at. You don't have to be that specific. So as long as you have your firing order in order from where you find this, you're good. All right, so I'm going to set that up. I'm going to pull this out. I'll show what it looks like. All right, so there's where it's at. So where that's pointing is now going to be number 1. That's going to go to our first right there. We're going to follow our firing order 1, 3, 4, 2. All right, those are all on there. Cool thing is, too, that they were actually right. 1. I have a 3 written somewhere. That's 3. I'm sorry, it's getting blue. 4. This one's 2. Anyways, they were the same order, which is awesome. That's good. That's a good sign. Put his manifolds back on. Let's tighten these bolts down on the manifold. All right, with everything put back together, put the valve cover back on and have the carburetor on as well. Carburetor back on and hooked up. Or sorry, I have one extra nut and I'm missing a nut. That's not too bad. That's not bad. I'll have to find another one in my junk drawer. I'm sure I'll find one, but not bad. Only missing one. Off. Let's get this drain plug off just because I had some coolant in there when I took the head off. Oh yeah, whoops. Ooh. And this is the new filter on it, so I'm not even going to worry about the filter, but I'm just going to change this oil real quick. And only the good stuff for our tractors. Patella T4, T5 helps with the flat tappet. You know, any diesel is really good. Diesel oil is great. So let's put that in. All right, let me get my seat adjusted. I don't know, but I call that good. All right, let's give this a try. I can't tell if the fuel's on or not. We'll figure that out. I'm gonna go. Okay, it's working. Virtual high five. The governor and choke linkages are both broken on this carburetor. They were broken when we got it, so I'm just trying to adjust what I can. It looks like we weren't 180 out. I couldn't really tell. I forgot which valve was the exhaust and compression. Anyways, it works. This is working. Wow. Okay, I moved some things around. Let's see if we can fire it up again. Let's see if we can get it out of here. Take it for its first spin. This tire's a little low. I tried to put some air in it, and as soon as I opened the cap, some liquid started shooting out of it. So they must have been field tires. Not really sure what to do with that. I'll figure that out sometime soon. But I really want to try to see if I can get this thing fired back up. Let's see if we can get it back out of here. And this seat, I don't think the seat's gonna work. Well, it might work. Let me see. Nope. I got a better idea. Yep. This should work. Something like that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, supposed to live there early. Let's see the one. Yeah, brakes. You got brakes. She's alive once again. All right, let's mount up. Woo! Who knows the last time this thing's actually moved on its own? That's amazing. Let's try a second. Shits nicely. Woo! All right. Got a little heat. Why not? Let's try third. I'm excited. The clutch works really well. Goes into all the gears. That's really nice. Make sure it doesn't roll away on us. Let's take one more look. I gotta tighten this generator. Something is still a little bit off in here. Something's loose. I think these bolts are loose, but otherwise, really good. All right, I just went through and replaced this fan belt. Finally, just wouldn't spin this fan. Didn't want to run it too long. Let me pick this up. All right, I got this over at Advanced Auto. Boom. So that's the fan belt you're going to want for the Farmall A. We also shaved down our wrench. So 13/16 wrench for a Cub. A, B, C, H, M. I think they're all the same, but don't quote me on that. And that is to go right in there. That's how you adjust your height for that belt. I have this thing set up over here where it should be an easier drop-off point for the sickle bar. Now, there's no way to shut this off without using the carburetor right now. So I had to angle it, jump off, turn it off, and put it in gear. Well, there you have it. Thanks again for watching. Again, please like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Really helps out the channel. But this is one more thing down. We have one more to go from that guy that traded us the Belgian horse tack. So we have another tractor coming down the road, another truck on the way as well. So got a couple things moving before summer ends. So thanks again for watching. This was really fun. And see you next time.